Hey yo, what up? It's your boy. There are many types of ways that one person can show affection towards another human being. Whether that be by giving flowers, giving chocolates, gifting them a physical present, or even an experience, perhaps a trip overseas. We humans get very wild when it comes to showing love, but it turns out one man in Japan had a completely different idea. Yes, what you are reading right now, this news article title is not clickbait, in fact. I know, it's very rare to find news articles not clickbaiting the crap out of their article names, but this is actually legit. Apparently, just last year, a man in Fukushima Prefecture was arrested for defecating on another person's bicycle seat. I've never done such act, obviously. In fact, I've never heard of anyone up until today who has ever done or attempted such act, but I'm just like trying to think of how exactly he did it and why exactly he did it. Thankfully, we have a Japan Today article that goes through the details. Now, the details are a little bit all over the place because this was a very, very local piece of news, but goddamn, I am glad somebody picked this up so that I could be blessed with one of the most vulgar yet hilarious pieces of news. Is there anything funnier than crimes involving poop? I don't really think there is. The problem with using bicycles as a common form of transportation is that they're often parked outside and open to the environment, accidents, or even theft. There are risks everyone is aware of and takes into consideration anytime a bike is left unattended. Now, that may be true for a lot of places. I mean, you hear in a lot of places of like, oh, my bike got stolen, someone rode away with my bike, blah, blah, blah. But I feel that happens very rarely in Japan, purely because I feel a bike is such a common way of transportation around Japan that it is not really a necessary thing to steal a bike. I mean, it's most certainly happens, don't get me wrong, but I feel a lot of Japan, especially in the cities, they have a lot of places where people can store these safe bikes. Like they're actually, parking lots literally designated to parking your bike, and these things, like, you can look up pictures of some of these bikes during peak hour. They look like chaos. Like, if you showed an alien some pictures of these bicycle parking lots, you'd think that we are still living in the Stone Age and this is our main mode of transportation. What took place on December the 15th last year, however, is quite possibly the last thing anyone would expect to have happened to a bicycle. At around 7:30 a.m. on the day in question, a teenager approached her bicycle, which was parked outside a station in Soma City, Fukushima Prefecture. However, sitting atop the seat was human fecal matter. She immediately notified the police and an investigation was launched. As a result, a 28-year-old man, this motherfucker's the same age as me, who lives in neighboring Miyagi Prefecture, was arrested on suspicion of vandalism. The suspect is accused of defecating on the bicycle seat sometime between 5 p.m. on December the 14th and 7:30 a.m. the following day when the victim left her bike in the parking area. Now, look, I have so many questions. One, this man doesn't even live in the same city. He doesn't even live in the same neighborhood. He lives in Miyagi Prefecture, literally an entire prefecture across from where this girl parked her bike. And I think, even though Japan is a small place, it really goes to show just how desperate this man was to leave a big fat doo-doo on this girl's bike. Because traveling from Fukushima to Miyagi, sure, you can get a train or something, but I mean, look, there are a lot of reasons why you'll travel across prefectures, right? Meeting family, meeting a loved one. One of those reasons is definitely not defecating on a random teenager's girl's bicycle seat. And two, among many questions that I'm sure have popped into your head as to just why something like this happened, is this dude is 28 years old. Was he never potty trained? Did his mum or dad or caretaker not ever tell this dude, hey, pooping is for toilets, not bicycle seats? Like, does this man come from an alien planet where seat equals shitting? Like, I don't understand why you would look at a bicycle seat and go, God damn, that thing may not have a bidet, but it's calling my name. Although the details surrounding the incident are few and far between, the police was specific that the seat had been defecated upon, rather than the feces having been placed or smeared in another way. Okay, question. How the hell did they figure that shit out? I'd just like to imagine some like forensic experts coming to the scene of the crime and being like, all right, where's the poop? And then they scan for like fingerprints on the turd or something. Like, what is it the way that it was sitting on the bicycle seat, or some like fecal expert just like came up to him and was just like, yes, this definitely seems like he got on the bike and shat on it directly. Because let's be real, who's gonna shit on the ground and then pick it up with their hands and place it softly onto a bicycle seat? Ew, no one is like that. What are we, cavemen? I'm not touching my turds, fuck that. I'm gonna leave it for an innocent high school girl to deal with. A motive was also initially unknown until about a day later, when the suspect reportedly admitted that he was attracted to the victim and specifically targeted her bike. First of all, she's a teenager, so please, stop doing that. I don't need to go on about the whole thing of the age of consent thing in Japan, because that's just another open can of worms that never gets shut on the internet. But, I mean, look, dude, like, you're 28 years old. Like, I don't know what you look like. You could be the ugliest motherfucker in the world, right? Like, you just go for people your age, or at least close to your age, or at least in the legal barriers, if you will. And two, again, what planet did this man grow up on to think that, oh shit, there's a cute girl right there and I really love her, I've fallen in love with her. What is the best way that I can show my love to her? Should I leave some flowers in her bicycle cart? No. Or even a love letter on her bike seat? No, that's too cliche. Or what if I wait for her to come back to the bike and I just start talking to her, you know, being in a friendly, hopefully not so creepy way, although that situation is pretty impossible. No, what is this? Anime? Ew, I'm not gonna have my high school romance anymore. I'm a 28-year-old grown-ass man. Think, what am I going to do? How do I show how much I love her? I've got it. Shit on her bike. I don't think the idiom that I'm about to say has applied more to this situation than ever, but they say that love is like a fart. If you force it out, it's probably shit. And goddamn, did this man force a fat log out and decided to give it as an early Christmas present to an innocent young Japanese girl. Like, I just don't understand. What compelled this man to do such an act? There is not a single person, newsflash for those of you watching this, there is not a single person on the planet who will gladly accept a turd from your stank ass, especially if you're trying to impress someone. Like, you know, when feces is involved in any kind of vandalism, usually it's like putting the dog turd in a you know, paper bag and leaving it on your neighbor's front door that you don't particularly like or something, right? Like, it's very, you know, comical in a lot of ways, and a lot of the times poop equals negative. I don't think anyone has to explain that to you. So the fact that this man thought that this was a good idea, like, what was he expecting the girl to respond like? Like, oh my god, I've always wanted a random piece of poop on my bicycle seat as I'm trying to go home. Why did it take so long for someone to realize my wishes? Like, I'm sure if I was in this girl's situation, I would absolutely be mortified. I would burn that bike at the stake as soon as I possibly can, and I'm just opting to walk to school or take the train. But at the same time, as an outsider who has nothing to do with this situation, it is vulgar, but also fucking hilarious. And again, there are just so many questions. Why did this guy do it? How did they figure out that it was this particular man's feces? Like, did they do it like a DNA test on that shit? Like, I know there are probably ways that you can, like, you know, search up a person's DNA through fecal matter and stuff like that, because, you know, that's how we do carbon dating with like fossilized turds and stuff like that. But like, it's just hilarious to think that this thing was in like fucking quarantine for a while to be like, all right, we gotta examine this poop and figure out what sick maniac decided to drop a turd on a bike. And I think that it's the fact that we have such little information about this story that makes me want to find out the details. Like, okay, this guy got arrested, right? He got identified, he got arrested. Seems like from the very little information we have in this short article, he probably admitted to doing it as well and gave a motive. So, like, what is, like, the punishment for a crime like this, because it obviously goes into the realm of vandalism, right? But vandalism can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Like, you know, graffitiing a government building is probably a lot more serious than, say, I don't know, leaving a turd on a girl's bike. Did he just get a slap on the wrist? Did he get a fine for this? Did he get, I don't know, I hope the girl fucking sought out some kind of restraining order against this guy, because goddamn, you know, if men were creepy enough already for a lot of girls, this just took the cake. The shit cake. So yeah, that was just a short little story I wanted to cover in this video because it was freaking hilarious. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Yeah, and thanks for watching. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack my face right here to subscribe to the channel. Let's keep making big channel number go bigger. And over here next to my head is a couple more videos you can check out if you enjoyed this one, and links to my Patreon, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok and YouTube Shorts, which have been growing quite a bit recently. Thank you very much for that. Is also down in the description as always, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.